most important conversation you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. You wake up with it, you walk around with it, you go to bed with it. Eventually you act on it, whether it be good or bad. There's haters everywhere in this world. People trying to get in your head. The one thing you got to understand is this: they're trying to infiltrate your mind. What a lot of boxers do to get away from distractions is they go away before a big fight. A lot of us can't do that. We have to be able to live amongst distractions and be undistracted. Stay in your own mind. Don't let them own yours. So, I get an email the other day. This young man wants to be a ranger, but he's afraid to go to ranger school. Not because how hard the training is, but because he's afraid if he fails, what people are going to say by judging him. One thing in life, this applies to everything in life. Anytime you move from being normal to trying to be exceptional, people aren't going to like that. Those normal people, it makes them feel like cowards. They're going to judge you. And nowadays, it's very easy to be a coward. Why? We got Instagram. Most folks don't tell you to your face. They go online. They post about like cowards. Don't let cowards get in your head. And last thing, make sure you do you. Stay hard.
My dad abused me. Learning disabilities, stutters, immaturity, insecurities, self-doubt, so much crap on top of me. So much stuff. I lied a lot to create friends. So much stuff was in my backpack. No one's coming back to help me. So it starts with that person in that mirror. You have to realize you are on your own now. And whatever else you believe in, I don't care what you believe in, but on earth, it's a very lonely journey. And it starts with the accountability mirror, looking at saying, hey, my dad who beat the hell out of me is not coming back. All these things are coming back. I have to face myself. And you have to own all those things that people may have done to you. Now it's yours. You got to own it. It's yours now to fix the problems that people did to you. It makes no sense. It's not fair. I get it. But if you live in that woe is me mentality of guess what? My dad did this to me. My mom did this to me. People who bully did this to me. You're going to always live right there. You have to figure out ways to move forward because you're not coming back. And it starts with the mirror. I call it the accountability mirror in the book.
That's motivation. A lot of people who are hearing this right now might get motivated from my story or something I said. And they may want to go out and start running. And they may put their running shoes on and they may make it to a quarter of a mile like I did the first time. And at a quarter mile, you may be winded and extremely exhausted. And you may never want to run again. And your motivation may be gone because it hurt real bad. But a lot of you who are hearing this will go way beyond motivated. And they will find a drive and a passion and an inspiration and an obsession. And when you start saying words like obsession and drive.
What's funny about failure is we're afraid to fail a lot of times because we're afraid to get those people telling us that we're not good, that we shouldn't try again. This is how I look at it. First of all, those people are going to be there. And 99.9% of those people who are in your ear after you fail haven't even tried what you're attempting to do. That's first off. But they have a voice. So that voice needs to be, we're done. You don't need to talk to me anymore. Like when I failed the pull-up record, I was going for 4,020 pull-ups. And I failed it twice before I finally got it the third time. I had so many people telling me, you can't do it. And I was like, how many pull-ups have you done in your life? So that's the first thing. Look at who's talking to you negatively first. And failure is the only way to grow. The only way to grow for me. Everything I've ever succeeded in, 3 hell weeks. Everything, Ranger School, everything I've ever failed, I failed miserably so many times. But what you do with that failure is you go back, you learn from it. And not just learn from it, I call it the live autopsy. Where you get all this stuff, you get a scratch piece of paper and you start writing down, don't even acknowledge the fact that you failed. And I was like, you know what, man? So then I started having chips on my shoulder. I had my own little thing I was doing with a couple guys, working out on my own, doing my own little thing. And when you start doing that stuff and you start to drive yourself away from people, you know, and I was already different as it was, you know, even if I didn't do that, I already came in being very different. Like I tell people, I was a part of the Navy SEAL teams. I wasn't part of the brotherhood. I'm not going out. No, that's not me. That's never been me though. Like if I was in a college, I couldn't be part of a fraternity, man. I would never join a fraternity. That's me. I don't like fraternities. So when you join the SEAL teams, you're joining a big fraternity. So I was already asked out. I grew up wanting friends at a young age. And once you get self-esteem, you know who you are. I was comfortable. You're not liking me, but I'm not hanging out.
You become a person that many people don't understand who you are anymore. You become a person that people want to put a title on of you're crazy or you're just, what's wrong with you, because they can't understand what is driving you. Many people in this world don't have the kind of drive to push them through things that are extremely painful. And that's why I talk about motivation and drive so much, is that you want to be a person that life doesn't get in the way of what you have to accomplish. When you're motivated, life will put that kindling out and you will lose the spark and you will go right back down to your pathetic life. When you're driven, you're living off of that big log in the woods that has that 10,000 hour fuel that burns for days and hours and it keeps burning and burning and burning. So that's what drive is about, man. And you want to get to a point where no matter if you haven't paid your bills, if you don't have the right money, you still do what you have to do to succeed in life. And that's what it's about. People ask me all the time how they would be so vulnerable. I wasn't always this person, trust me. I used to be embarrassed about lies I told, family issues, marriages I was in, things I cheated on, things I quit. I was embarrassed about all that. So a lot of people had things on me and they had power over me. They could use this whenever they wanted to. And I didn't like how that felt. So I wanted to get to a spot in my life where I could put a billboard up in the town I lived in with everything I did wrong and let people drive by and see it. And I'm finally at that point. So when you get to that point, you kind of take that power back from people. But my question to you is this: are you at a point in your life where you can put a billboard up in your town and have folks drive by that? Stay hard.